Hello everyone, my name is Jimmy and this is just my opinion. Alright, so this is going to be sort of a rant vlog slash gameplay video, I guess. It's something that has been bothering me for a while. Obviously from the title, if you hear it, you know what it's about. It's just army sizes in Civilization 6. It's an issue from Civ 5 that has sort of persisted in this game, and they've made an update. Now obviously we can band units together, and it kind of made people happy, kind of made me happy, but after playing a few games, I'm just gonna say, man, I don't feel like it was the right way to do it. I think it could go a step further, and I just think that they have to start thinking more from a gameplay perspective, where, you know, it's not efficient to the player to move a lot of units each turn, just because the further you progress in the game, the more units, the more likely it is for you to have more units, and in turn that means that every time you're attacking or just redirecting your soldiers, you have to do a lot. And this is a game that has a lot of micromanagement. Okay, so for a warmongering player, it just turns, I feel like, into a hassle. But even if you're not in just late game, making some units and like positioning them to defend your territory, like over here what I've done, and this is strategic, so like this right here is fine. But let's say I just wanna go down here and attack Armagh, so it just it's a hassle. I gotta move 4 units, and sometimes, you know, what if the defending player or the AI, he has like 2 or 3 units which next to a city is like, it just complicates things tenfold, and the positioning takes a while, the battles take a while. It's just a hassle, man, and it's a waste of time. So what, as a developer, I feel like they should, the way they're supposed to think is, well, what do we want our players spending their time on? And obviously some things sometimes are done in order for us to play the games longer. That's fine, but certain things are unnecessary. And I think here we should get quality of improvement upgrade to the combat system and the way armies are managed. And they've sort of done that, and eventually in Civ 6 you can get a 3 stack, which also grows really slowly in power. I have no idea why that is, but well, here's my suggestion. Alright, late game, and I've seen some crazy videos out there from YouTubers and the game streamers, and like you see, like even here you can see there's a lot of units already on the map, and it you know, if you want to take a screenshot to impress people, that's fine. But beyond that, if this whole screen was filled with units, you'll be like, oh my god, that's amazing, this is the end game, how are you gonna, you know, sort this out? But also the turns take longer, and this is something I've seen in Civilization 5. It's just some crazy games where the AI has spammed the entire map with units, you spammed the entire map with units, and it's just crazy. It looks great on a picture, but this is not something you want to play through. I mean, like, imagine everything here is units. Imagine this is my territory, I'm playing as Rome, and if my territory here right now was filled with army, and then I get into a war, imagine how much time I'm gonna spend moving all these units. And then every time something gets in the way, like if I manually one by one, you know, I place their location, everything's perfect, but then on this hex there is another player's army or a unit. This breaks the AI for one of the units to move, he cannot reach that place, and then everything gets effed up. And it's just a hassle. It's just a huge hassle, and they've sort of done it in the right direction. But let me tell you, I feel as the eras progress, we should be able as players to merge our armies into much bigger units. I'm just clicking random stuff here, guys, because you know I gotta show something, I guess. But you know, you merge units to a 3 stack right now, and I think from gameplay perspective, let's go further. Let's go like 5 or even 10. Maybe each era, each technological era, once you go from like classical to medieval, Renaissance, whatever, you should get one more stack for a unit. So I've never counted how many eras we got, but I don't. Let's just say 10 for argument's sake. I'm sorry, I don't feel like I needed to research that much to make my argument. But let's say 10. Let's just say 10, and I don't think it's too much, and it just saves the hassle of moving a huge army from one city to another to attack, to position the units and stuff. And some people are gonna make the argument that, well, what if I have only 2 units, not even like, you know, not even merged or whatever. If you have few units, my doom stack of 10, it doesn't matter, because without the stacks I'll have 10 units on the map. I'll still overwhelm you, I'll still defeat you, but it will take me a little bit longer, and the 10 stack can still take damage. Alright, that can be adjusted. That, you know, it's mathematical issue that is, I think, easily solvable. They will still take damage and will take a while to heal. Or you can do it in a way that, you know, a 10 stack can become a 9 stack, like one of the units can die, so the whole army's strength gets reduced. That's fine, that's okay as a solution. It's like a total war army. Some of your squads would like die. That's okay. Just give me the convenience of moving my entire army in one go. Exactly, because towards the end game, a lot of players, because let's face it, that's the most fun victory, to just crush everybody. And even if you're peaceful, you just end up with some army because you have to defend yourself. And if you're not having a lot of units, just defending with a few armies, that doesn't mean the AI or the other players are not gonna spam. So it's just somebody is gonna need that convenience, and I feel it will help and improve the gameplay experience for everybody. And another argument you might make is also, well, you know, cities are gonna be very weak against that. Again, I'm gonna say the same thing. If you have like an army of 10 units merged together, well, dude, I'm gonna crush that city anyway. So again, just I don't need to prolong that too much, and the numbers are still gonna work out, you know, pretty well. And let me just say that in the real world, well, if a huge army rocks up to a city, it's supposed to be easy, you know. So it will be. If there is no defending army, I mean, a city will fall. What is the civilians are gonna fight? No way, man, no way. In ancient times they'll get slaughtered, and today, even today, with like a couple years ago, man, that's what happened with Ukraine and Russia. You know, that's a prime example of that. It's just an army rocks up in there and takes the city, man. It's not gonna be a fight. So all the defensive numbers that cities have, I think in modern era that number actually should be pretty much removed, because if you think about realism compared to gameplay, it's just what the police and firemen are gonna stop like 20,000 armed soldiers with tanks? No way. They're just gonna take the city. There's nothing anyone can do, and everyone who resists and tries to fight them aggressively is gonna get killed or arrested. In modern times, in ancient times, they're just gonna come up and burn everything and slaughter and rape and pillage. So from that perspective, again, it makes sense to have bigger armies. And also, let's think about this. In ancient times, the example with the Roman Empire, back in the day, a Roman legion used to be like 6,000 people. I think it was 4,000 something soldiers, and then like let's say at 1,500 support people, like horses and I don't know, slaves and whatever. They would just assist for the legion and from the soldiers. And over time, like, you know, armies used to be bigger, but then with technology progressing, it became armies got smaller but more powerful. And throughout history, there's a lot of battles, major battles that were won just by one of the sides being more proficient in archery or having more archers. Famous battles, especially between England and France. So over time, what happens is the number of the armies as a quantity got reduced, but the combat power increased with weapons. So a Roman legion is 6,000 people, but today just a battalion of soldiers has so much combat power at their disposal, and just throw in a couple of tanks and artillery, and it's just crazy. So it makes sense. Like let's say you have 500 modern soldiers, it's not that much. So technically, if you merge them together, you can still say that, well, if one hex represents the X amount of territory, well, yeah, okay, well, we can technically, if we can put 6,000 Roman soldiers in one hex, we can put 6,000 modern soldiers, which could be represented by, let's say, a stack of 10 units. So again, it's just gameplay sense, convenience for the players, will make our lives a lot easier. And I'm sorry I don't really have a game where there's so much units, but even look at this, look at Muscat and look at my units. I have builders and everything, and just it's just gonna be a huge hassle. I don't know if the AI, I can't really see what they have, but the AI usually spams a lot more units. So I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think this is a no-brainer. I don't know why they're so against it, and I think having let's call them doom stacks of armies. If you have a doom stack, I think that alone, that ability to merge your armies into a couple of main I don't know, like main pawns on the map, I think that would change the dynamic of combat and might even help the AI make better decisions of how to engage in conflict, or just deciding, oh, I have a very big and strong army next to the human player, I'm just gonna attack him because he has nothing in there. Because, well, let's face it, another big problem of the Civilization series is the dreadful AI, and it's ridiculous how bad this AI is. Like, I play games like StarCraft 2 and I'm like blown away because the computer can like kick my ass, and just some of the decision making here is really crazy, especially with like trading and as I say, backstabbing the human player and attacking him when he is weak, where he is weak. So maybe that can help as well, because when the computer is calculating so many things, maybe because of these weak armies, he's just making stupid decisions. Obviously the problem is much bigger than that, but just it will change the dynamic, and it will be very convenient for everybody in the end game. I think early on conflict is much smaller, there's a lot less armies, so it wouldn't matter that much. But late game it would definitely make a huge difference, and I just don't want to deal with so many units, moving them around and wasting my time. But guys, this is just my opinion. Don't take it super seriously, of course. If you agree with me, like the video, subscribe for the channel, and if you disagree with me, write in the comments below why. Let's have a discussion. I'll be curious to see your point, and have a good day.